All right.
I thought I just called it. No. He's trying to videotape.
Montana, Montana, we love you. Best place in the world to be.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Awesome ride, dude. Another belong. All right, Islander beer. All right. I bet so. That might be the one from Colorado.
Oh, Big Dale.
Big Dale. Oh yeah, yeah. Right on.
Look at that. Wow. Cool. Eggs, eggs. Real dog, huh? Look at that doggy. Over here, baby.
Let's ride. That's right. Nice ride.
Okay, grab your, what color do you have? Gray? No.
Yeah, gray.
On the ground. You gotta hand it to them.
You guys get some here?
Here we are. You're welcome. I think you'd like some candy, wouldn't you? No? Okay, I guess not.
Oh, look at his face, you know? He's a plasma.
so the kids don't try and grab it over. Nice ride. Hey, dude. All right, now I've seen it all. It's Chuck Hummer.
Check out Holiday and see if they have earplugs.
Just more than
See you again. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Finally got a Saturday off.
try. I'll be the last to know. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You don't mind if this goes on Missoula Community Access Television?
Cool.
Okay. Thank you. Nice, very nice.
Thank you.
So we can say that. Yeah, there's some good lines.
Rodeo with Well, thank you. Down on
Yeah, on that bridge, they were supposed to get retarded.
You can lay in the trail, nobody can walk over you for a day, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think Ellen pretty ready.
That was the happiest day. Oh, she had that weird computer software thing. She had, it was like her big project. How much did I figure that it cost? I figured that.
You don't mind if I film you and put it on Missoula Community Access TV, do you?
That'd be excellent.
Cool.
Thanks, dude.
You bet.
Do you know our names? The Workers.
I don't know. No, I don't know. What's the name of the band?
The Workers.
The Workers? All right.
They say, boy, just go on the line. Stay away from the dark. Do your best to avoid the fire. And it'll work out right. Yeah, it'll work out right. And everything will work out right.
Nice job.
Thank you.
You guys sound awesome. Nice blend.
Have you got the Footloose poster on it?
You know, I can't see very well. It's really hard to see what I'm looking at. Okay, are you ready? Hi, Jan.
Hey, how you doing?
It's good to see you.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Missoula. It's the first Saturday I've had off.
Yeah, I haven't seen you.
Well, it's because I've been going to work at 2 o'clock every Saturday, and I just,
Yeah. So you got this one off.
yeah,
Good.
so. I like the way you have one band at one end and the other band, it works out.
Sometimes we do that because it's big enough, but it can be a little stressful sometimes getting it right, you know?
Oh yeah, but, you know, you've been doing a great job. For how many years?
Sure. Is it credit
This
or
is our
debit?
4th year.
All right.
So,
It's a lot of responsibility and a lot of work that you do. I know.
Just
but
5?
it's fun. It's been worth it. It's fun to watch it grow. Did you go up to the parade or?
Oh yeah, I went up to the
Beep,
parade.
I'll have you enter your
I
number.
filmed. Well, they already started, but I had to change tapes in the middle. Unfortunately, what I had to change tapes with, it doesn't matter.
I took some kids to MCAT and they were so nice to them and helped them learn everything.
Oh yeah,
I was so impressed.
Oh yeah, they do that. Christian's really good about stuff like that.
They're really neat. Well, thanks for stopping by and visiting us.
Yeah. Is there any, how far in October do you play?
At the 18th. So 18th of October.
If
So
you get an opening, give me a call.
I will. I may have one towards the end of October. I get a lot of calls now. It's hard to keep it all straight.
Yeah, I understand
But
that.
why don't you call me?
Run your card here.
All right.
Next week and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Same number.
Okay, I have to find it.
Yeah, I could write it down for you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can all the people well enough. I can ask and see if there's going to be any real deal. I won't have anybody else I know. We'll do it for 25.
25?
Now I'm in the front seat full of boys. You're the next to me, won't be long till I pass another skyscraper. Oh, oh, all I want to do is go
Nice job, kid.
Unplugged.
Yeah, this is definitely unplugged.
That was the Workers Unplugged.
Well, I remember the Sundays up in Baltimore. It's me and my brother Alex walking Kimball on the shore. And there in the distance in the morning light, I feel a shadowy figure filled us with fear and light. Well, now our teeth began to chatter and our knees began to shake. The dark figure approached with clear beat. Faced our fates, we tried to turn and run, but we got blinded by the sun. And a voice filled the air, it filled us with fear. Said, I'm your daddy, oh, well, I'm your daddy, oh, well, I'm your daddy, oh, well, it's me, oh, well, I'm your daddy, oh, well, I'm your daddy, oh, well, can't you see me here in bended knee? Well, the family moved to Florida and Alex joined the army. He always was a fighter, so that did not alarm me. Me, I just quit. I'd had enough, and that was it. But as I broke for the door, a voice let me go. Said, I'm your daddy. Oh, well, I'm your daddy. Oh, well, I'm your daddy. Oh, well, it's me. Oh, well, I'm your daddy. Oh, well, I'm your daddy. Oh, well, can't you see me here on bended knee? Now me and my family live in Washington. Now even on Sundays we check our time cards and will. Now the wife treats me good and the kids have it understood. They step out of line, they'll get a piece of my mind. Cause I'm the daddy, oh, well I'm the daddy, oh, well I'm the daddy, oh, well it's me, oh, well I'm your daddy, oh, well I'm your daddy, oh, well can't you see me here and bended knee? Well, I'm your daddy, oh, I'm your daddy. Well, I'm your daddy, oh, that's me. Well, I'm your daddy, oh, well, I'm your daddy. Can't you see me here in bended knee? Thank you.
Why? He knows I'm a spastic, and he's one too. He has a hearing aid that doesn't work, and he says he's 94, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to quit him because, hey,
explain
on
to me
account
how-
of him, I got more
explain-
goddamn money than now I can buy a piece of good nookie.
Could you explain to me again how the P38 engines worked and how you checked them?
Oh, yeah.
It's two six-cylinder engines?
Well, you know what a V12 is?
yeah, V12 is like...
a P38 is a V12 motor. In other words, a six-cylinder. They're all together, 80-degree angle here, right here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, each motor, now you got a 6-cylinder motor or a 6-cylinder, and they weld it together, just like V8s are today. They're not welded anymore.
One piece.
Then now right here on top, each motor has a 4-barrel carburetor because an airplane rolling over, they can do 4 rollovers like this. So those gas chambers have an insulation on them because it gets hot. So now when you roll over, the one carburetor, 4 different carburetors, and all that. To tune one of them son of a bitches up is an all-day job. It ain't like going down there and screwing some prostitute. That's easy. All I have to do is get a hard tongue. That's the only thing that works. and I told her that. she takes me out to dinner at the hayloft.
Just don't mention any names, okay? Just say she.
Yeah.
We don't, because this is going to go on MCAT. So don't mention any names at all about anything. No names.
That's a waste of time. You're right.
Okay, so tell me about the colonel.
Especially women, they lie.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody because I know they lie. I can tell. If I can look in their goddamn eyes.
Can you tell me about the colonel and the Packard in San Diego, La Jolla?
Oh, years I was married. My wife had 3 jobs, 3 library jobs, Missoula County, the University of Montana, and the state of Montana. She never ever told me what she made. That's what. When she died, Steve got $26,000, and she was paying $4,500 to live out there in that rest home.
Yeah, they made a good money.
She never. Well, I pussy whipped. I still got pussy on my chin, probably. Of course, show me a white guy that doesn't just because he's dead.
So tell me more about the tuning of the tuning of the colonel's.
Okay. Now you understand
car
that
the Packard.
You're familiar with these modern cars. You can't
do anything without.
You don't put a
machine.
goddamn wrench. You don't touch them. It's all done with black boxes.
Yep.
And like the P-38, you got a big console. It's made. If the thing goes haywire, you have to call a TV guy. And you play. They got 26 wires. And you go into those black. Each P-38, each motor has 4 of them. So you open up a door, and you turn a couple of screws. It's 26 wires, and they're all coded in color. And you plug them in on that machine, and then you set a timer. It takes 26 minutes. The average goddamn American can't even figure gas mileage. I can tell that, because you tell me you get 26 miles. I had 2 Fords. Brand new, they only
Depends
got
on where I buy the gas. If I buy the gas over at Safeway, I get
but
better
you only
mileage.
buy a gallon at a time.
No, I don't. I fill it up when I have money.
Oh, wait. Gas mileage are complicated. I got one of those damn deals,
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is if everybody knew...
If I wanted to do it exactly, I had to round everything out to 10.
Look out there. You don't see many new Fords either, because most people can figure gas mileage. But as long hey, you got 2 jobs, you can afford the gas. I haven't been driving that goddamn Nissan.
I only have 1 job. I don't have 2 jobs.
That's a bigger pile of shit than a Ford, but I shouldn't. The only reason I say Ford, because when I worked for Tom Wicks, the old model Fords I fix or repair, they were in his shop. That's all he ever got was Fords. That's why I use them, because he had a shop upstairs. But now getting back, those tune-up. Any jet engine, see, a car, ignition, it's all done by ignition, by spark plugs. But those jet engines, they do by compression and heat, a combination. And so, when they first start up, the biggest problem with them is the motors load up with gasoline, and on takeoff, because I had a girlfriend, she was a Russian ferry command. One morning, she called me up and said, be out to the Los Angeles airport. I'm going to ferry a car. They went to Sweet Grass, Montana, across the border into Russia. And I said, Jesus, Eric, hey, please, how many hours you got? She was 18 years old, but she had beautiful blue eyes. And she said, Keith, I know you said airplanes are dangerous. So is cars, so are you. She says, when you get drunk in a goddamn bar, I know you're always pumping your fists. And she said, I remember the other night you poked me in the stomach and damn near killed me. I says, yeah, when I get drunk, I do just like everybody else. Anyway, see, the Russians, we sent them 2,500 P-38. The ferry command was all Russian women. They hired young girls because they're better flyers. So I go out there, it was a rainy day, and the airport, the LA airport is like that highway, and the Russians was in the ferry command was about that far away. So I went over there. She's like, all Russians, they taxi. What they do, you're supposed to warm an engine up, especially a V12, because it takes about 60 minutes to warm all that mess up.
Oh, yeah.
And that changes because you got 2 sets of points, 2 carburetors, and if they aren't synchronized, it's just like any car that has twin ignition. They run ragged if you don't do it right. But hey, the jet engines today, now these new jet engines are, you know who builds them? They're built by IBM, English, they're ones that build that big car that runs like an angel.
Yeah, the
Germans. The Germans, they goddamn Americans wouldn't know how to build a car if they don't know nothing. They can't even fix my furnace. I didn't figure out how the hell you got those guys to do yours. Anyway, this mess here, Steve said, don't fix it, I'm coming up and do it. That's the end of this month. I bet he won't ever show up, but he has.
I think he likes to come up here.
He's put in all new furnaces.
I know, he
knows
likes
what he's
up
doing.
here. I think he likes getting away from it.
No.
I think he likes getting away from everything in Colorado.
He's got a horse's ass for a wife, but everybody likes horses' asses better than do horses. That's why there's more horses' asses than there are horses. I learned this when I was in grade school.
Oh, you know what?
My boss
you know
is
what
a
I saw?
horse's ass.
You know what I saw in the parade today?
Yeah.
They had miniature horses and miniature donkeys. It was really cool. That'd be the kind of horse to have, a miniature horse.
Well, you never listen. Yeah,
They don't eat that much and they don't crap that much.
Yeah.
So I could have a miniature horse. I want to get one. I told my wife, I want to get a miniature horse. We could put it in the backyard. It would eat the grass, probably all your flowers, but you wouldn't have to. It would be nice to have a horse. And she said,
hey,
no.
I'm getting back. I digress. The thing I learned about jet engines, and see, originally the P-38 was a prop plane. They had a 1,250 horse Pratt & Whitney. Now, a propeller there has the same type of ignition that the old model cars. It's done with points and all kinds of shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's about the year that the war started. Now, right in the middle of the war, they started using Allison motors because Allison is an English corporation. They ship over 100 motors, and they got rid of those goddamn gasoline automobiles that were built by these shitheaded Americans. They don't know nothing. Look at that pile. Look at that goddamn Ford. Anybody, he doesn't know he's probably going to die when the motor quits. I used to have 2 of the goddamn things. And the only reason and Chrysler built some bad cars, and General Motors built some really bad cars.
They all built bad cars.
But anyway, those goddamn P-38s, first they came out with the Pratt & Whitney, and there's 3 companies built them. IBM was the international business. They were the ones that supplied the ignitions. And ignition, as a matter of fact, I had to go to school. It's about like 6 months before they don't even want you to put your greasy fingers on one of those motors because it'll affect the running of them. Mm-hmm. Any car. And grease will too.
Yeah.
But, and another reason, the P-38 at that time was, they used to call that the flying prostitute because it had all that tail with no visible means. The goddamn wing was like a knife blade.
Uh-huh.
And you couldn't figure out how the hell they could get enough wind over that to hold it up. But, hey, they killed a lot of people. But you know, most of the P-38s went to Russia, and those guys down there. And
Australia? Australia?
Yeah. That's a goddamn Englishman. And Bud Myrtle bought one of those boats that do 170 miles an hour. Yeah, they used to be the most popular boat motor there was at P30. They do 170 miles an hour. At sea level, they do 200. But at Missoula and up there at Whitefish, they only. Bud bought one. He took me skiing once and run me right over a dock. The only reason he didn't kill me, the dock was underwater at the time because the lake was.
Oh, good.
And he was always trying to kill. I wish the hell he'd succeeded. I wouldn't be talking like this. But like when jet engines came out, this World War was about half over. These are actually German-built motors. They tried them, but the goddamn Germans wouldn't give us all the information, so we had to develop our own motor with the help of England. In France, there was some guy in France was sharp.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot. Hey,
there's an actual computer. There's a computer design that's based on hydraulic technology, and it's like it's a binary system, and it's a schematic that was made in France several centuries ago. And we uses compressed air.
Well, that's right.
And it was like a computer.
All your new highly fine motors are computerized, and they don't want. Hey, all putting here, everything that's built in America is computerized. And let's take that new that car that's built. I think it's built over in China and
M80.
That's all computerized. What you do with those? You got a plug in. You plug it in. That's how they tune them up.
Is that the McDonnell Douglas? Is that the McDonnell Douglas 880, the MD80? The ones that they make in Japan, in China.
Of course, you know what?
We gave them the.
You know what? One of the war was those goddamn atom bombs. They wiped out. They got an article in this last Newsweek I got. They only killed about 2 million people. 90% of them were women and children because all the men were fighting the goddamn Russians. I'm talking about that bomb that dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's the only way we win the goddamn war. Otherwise, we'd all been dead.
Yeah, not to mention all the Japanese that would have died if it was house to house.
Average American can't even figure gas.
If we'd have had to go house to house, if we would have had to go house to house in Japan, there would have been millions more people killed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because all those buildings that the people died in burned up.
I'm talking about every house in Japan.
Another thing. I already told you, we had that thermite bomb, and that was more deadly. That would go down to a 7-story. It burned through the concrete, and there was a paper machine. It set them all on fire. And there's no way, they didn't believe in fire escapes, so you run out, you get that gas, and you're dead.
Oh, yeah.
But that's better than incinerating somebody, I think.
Yeah.
But look at what the problem it's causing this world. Look at Japs got them, the Russians got them, and Georgia's got them, and about 14 other countries, including us. They've got that bomb. So that's just like holding a sword of Damocles over your head. Because someday somebody is going to get the means to deliver them, and they're going to drop one.
They're already
Probably
working on
those goddamn Muslims.
Yeah, will be.
Yeah.
And you got the North Koreans have been test firing their ICBM engine, and that Ahmadinejad, or whatever the hell his name is, from Iran, he's bound and determined to blow Israel off the map.
That Japanese girl, she's the richest girl, and it's a Chinese girl, and she lives in Shanghai, and she owns all the sampans.
Yeah.
But she's got a friend. She's a girl up in right on the border between Russia and Georgia on the north end, and she's one of these smart asses like Mrs. Clinton, and she says the only protection today is everybody has got to agree to get rid of the atom bomb. Otherwise, all they can get a hold of an old bomber, and they can wipe out the world. And now our bombs. The reason she said that, the Russians build dirty bombs. In other words, they save about a month's work putting one a dirty bomb, when it explodes, the fallout will kill you. It might take 8, but you can't walk on that ground, it'll get to you. Just what we did over there in northern Russia, we did, and that damn bomb killed everybody, but it took like 10 years. All of those Russian, and we're the only one that built a clean bomb. I mean, it gets to you eventually. But this woman, and of course she was through that war, and I can imagine, 'cause that's why she feels that way. I feel that way too. We should have never used that guy. Sure, say a few goddamn drunk Americans in there. I mean, drunks. You live in L.A.
It also saved a bunch of Japanese
I used to go out
lives,
the door and walk in the bar. Everybody was drunk, spilled beer down your neck. Typical goddamn bunch of drunks, and there's 15 million of them then. Shit. Then I can tell you were a drunk because you got that same, just like me down here. It's easy to tell a drunk because I used to be one. I used to go down. My favorite beer was Highlander.
Yeah, they're making it again.
Yeah.
They had in the parade. They had somebody marching.
The other day, last summer, he took over that Kalispell brewer that's the guy. He bought me a drink, and they had Moose Drool. That's in the first can. I took a can. That Highlander was good beer. But Bruce Boole is outselling in Missoula. Moose Drool is outselling Budweiser. Of course, Budweiser got that damn formaldehyde. I went through all those goddamn drunks.
Well, now that the Budweiser Anheuser-Busch is going to sign a contract with a Belgian brewery, we better not let them take the Clydesdales because they'll eat them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they better keep the Clydesdales in America. Because the Europeans eat horse meat all the time.
Hey, 19. See, when I got out of the military was August the 5th, 1945. That's when the war ended. That's when they dropped that first atom bomb, but they hadn't dropped
two atom bombs.
Yeah. Well,
Nagasaki
anyway,
had to go off first before they'd sign.
I don't know why the hell they took it out on the goddamn Japs. We're the one that started that war. Son of a bitch, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the one. He said they're going to cut off. Somebody said you're going to cut off my oil. I'd kill a son of a bitch, even though I have to
They
spend,
attacked Pearl Harbor pretty good.
He was a goddamn idiot. Yeah, he must have went to the same school as my friend Clark.
Probably. That's all water over the dam and under the bridge.
Why in the hell? Then they were getting all their oil from Russia. They still do.
Yeah.
We probably never give them a drop of oil. We didn't have enough oil for ourselves then either.
That's right. Well, we got oil coming out of a
But
some of the Alaskan
you're looking
oil,
at a guy. I love.
Some of the Alaskan oil is going through the pipeline and being delivered to Japan. It's helping us pay off.
I'm just talking about from standpoint, and I know I think I knew the war was over because why? Stevie, he wasn't even in the military. He went down to Truck Islands. He had one of these cameras, and he took a picture of half the Japanese Navy. We sunk it. That was almost about 500 miles out of Australia. And he had proof. When I saw that, Jesus Christ, we didn't have to sink the whole goddamn Navy. We already had it sunk. Then a couple of days later, the rest of the goddamn outfit started to come down there.
It was war, Pete.
Our guys had to.
War is like a barroom brawl. It starts, and when everybody's done, it's over. When you have a war going, it's like lighting a bonfire. You can't stop it till it's over. And
you're right. The goddamn war.
War is war. I mean, it's not, and war is hell.
Say, anybody, any young kid, any guy that's you can give him a late model car, and he'll go out and he'll run over somebody or kill about 8-10 people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know
Actually,
why.
There's more
why did we gain by?
I don't know.
Those goddamn Japs. They are #1 on 2 automobiles, and the Chinese are all right behind them.
Yeah, well, it's like we sort of won the war in World War II, but in 1970 the Germans and the Japanese won the economic war with their automobiles and their exports. But remember, a long time ago, Japanese stuff was just junk in the 50s, in the early 60s. But then when they actually started making stuff,
Of course.
and they actually used a system that was developed here in America in the 30s on how to get employees to work. You let them discuss with the management and the supervisory personnel when you had problems, so you could have cars that would work. If they had done that with the Vega and the here and that stupid car, the Pinto that caught fire here,
Well, just
that
like
wouldn't
what
have
we're
happened.
doing, the same thing we're
we
doing in
actually
Iraq.
we actually gave the plans of how to make a good car to the Japanese. They used that. And it's taken a long time, but eventually some of the
kinda
cars have
figured out what was the matter with me because I'm a mama's boy. Then I actually had 4 legal sisters and my mother. When the war was over in '55, she went down to California and adopted 2 mulattoes. And that's when I had this house. Brought them over and I had to raise them. They moved in with me. Hey, I don't care. They were about like any mulatto, about half dark skin.
Yeah, I know.
And hey, I treated them girls better than I did my sisters. But on the other hand, there was 17 years of hell because they didn't get married. They were both 17-year twins, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But why the hell did my mother dump them on me? Because at that time I had 4 sisters living in this block. They all had houses. He picks on me. And
Well, she
I think it
probably
was
thought
big
you'd do a
mistake.
good job.
Huh?
She probably thought you would do a good job of raising them.
I used to take him fishing in the Yak River. And then, of course, my dad used to take him up to my dad's ranch and get him drunk. He made that goddamn good
Rye
Dago
whiskey?
red wine. And then he also made blackberry brandy. And these girls love booze just like everybody when they're that age. But I never run my hand up their legs or nothing. Because I had 4 sisters and I knew they'd beat me up if I did something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you met one of them, the last.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. Come to think of it, she's my youngest sister.
Yeah.
She was born 1 year and about 5 seconds earlier than I was.
All right.
But like I say, I think that the reason I'm that way, my dad was the same way. God damn, he treated my mother, and one thing I always kissed my mother goodbye, even when I went to school. I still miss the old girl.
Yeah, I don't blame
But
you.
I think that if you're a woman oriented, you think different. You kind of think like a pussy, I think. Yeah, and you know, I had a sister. Her name was Leslie. It's spelled Leley. That was a boy's name. Mm-hmm. And my dad was Leslie. He was the head of the Forest Service in Libby and Kalispell. And he used to take my sisters. He had this big Dodge truck. They only had an 8. He used to take all my sisters. We'd go camping. We'd shoot a deer. And my dad was a hell of had venison and porcupine.
All right.
But
There's this lady I know from work that grew up in the eastern part of Montana, and she said that there was a den of wolverines in the field, and her father said, you stay away from those wolverines, but she of course didn't. She said that she cornered one in the sheds. They had a bunch of sheds, and the wolverine chewed its way out of the shed and went back to the den, so she stopped messing with the wolverines. That's pretty cool, actually.
This Leslie, she went to the University of Montana and she got the job as physical education. And that's when the women had that gym out there. They still got it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. She used to kiss me on the mouth, and I thought she's screwy. Then finally, when towards the end there wasn't nothing wrong with her. She got malaria, and during the war she went over to the Philippines. She got malaria, and that malaria destroys her mind. She ended up started to smoke those Pall Mall cigarettes, and she only lasted about 3 months on the. And well, she used to, you know, her favorite trick is come up behind me and jam her finger up my asshole. And I mean, it's clear, you know. When she first did that, I got I thought there's something wrong with a person to do that. Hey, about 20 years later, I was out to the Forester's Ball. I was dancing with my wife, and some young girl she was dancing with a guy I knew, and I said hi, and the next thing you know, I could feel it. And she come up and jammed and did the same damn thing to me. She's probably about 17.
Jeez,
Women do that.
that's weird.
Hey, Jody does it, and so does Johanna.
Don't mention names. Don't
Well, I'm
mention-
just.
Well, 'cause
See, you can't stand the truth. I know that.
just don't mention any names is all.
I'm just telling you, because you might get mixed up with her.
No, I gotta start
And
over.
it's going to
now.
cost you some money.
No, I gotta stop now.
Probably save you $1,000. Anyway, that's the truth. Well, I had that happen to me once in L.A. That was during the. I think young girls do that. I never
Didn't
had.
you tell me you were.
I know you had it done.
Didn't you tell me
down
about
at that bar you took?
No.
If you didn't have it done down there, you never had it done.
Anyway, did you told me when you went to Caris Park the same thing happened when after a Grizz game when you were drinking beer? Did you remember you told me about drinking beer in Caris Park and that girl followed you around and did the same thing? I don't know what that's all about, but it sounds like somebody that's interested in you of the opposite sex.
Wait a minute. Hey, no. Hey, you never been around me in my sister's house and she comes down here? She has a key to my door and, you know, she.
So that's why you
my
can't-
sister, she comes in this house, I know she takes my money, but hey, I don't get excited about money because, God damn it, my brains aren't all in my asshole.
There you go.
But the average American, his brains is in his ass because, well, you can see it right here. Look at all those damn Fords. Anybody buy one? And I had two of them. Shows my brains been up my ass. And you know, the Wall Street Journal, prints the Ford Motor Company at one time sold more cars than all the other outfits in the world. Look at them today. They and General Motors they're in more debt than our goddamn government. It tells you something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it tells you. Hey, there's nothing wrong with a Ford. They're probably better than any other car. Especially their trucks. They're
Yeah,
built down in Mexico. Did you ever think about that?
That's closer than
And most of their
China.
goddamn cars, people are moving out. They're
Hey,
building them up in Canada.
Mexicans are good workers and they
Yeah.
do a good job, so there's nothing wrong with anything made in Mexico.
Yeah, that wall originally burned. Underneath that, I've got this. It's a sheet. It's the Korean stick. It's asbestos. I showed you that deal.
Yeah.
That's why that fire. That is the reason I figured any rentals, you gotta have asbestos or they'll burn. They smoke those pot. They smoke marijuana. Because I had the narcos squad, and I'm pretty sure where they are. They're in jail. Because, hey, the old gal was always complaining about you smell pot, you know what it smells like. You sure hell smell it in that bar you're in there. I could smell it. That guy right next to me was smoking a marijuana. He got that sickening smell. It smells like an old worn out pussy. Hey, I've been around. You've only been around for 62 years. I've been around for 94, actually. My mother, I'm 94. My mother couldn't add. She made a mistake. I got two births, and I can prove it. I got both births.
I know, I remember you showed them to me.
I'm 94, actually, according to the state of Montana, but then I got one for 93. I think my mother was busy screwing kids, making kids. Most women are. I don't know what to do with her. I gotta get her out here. I gotta sell. That bank wants to buy this piece of property for a drive-in.
They
But
still
what-
going to do that? There's already a bank right now. Right now, banks don't have money. I doubt very much if they're going to.
Who in the hell can you get to work?
Nobody.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
But
How'd you try to fix a chimney?
Do you think?
The average American can't wipe his own ass.
Well, do you think the bank is in any of the banks at this point in time are going to do anything like that?
Not-
Right now, they're just lucky to stay
Not
open.
after what? Well, I had a fight with him over that line. I showed you that mess.
I know, but I'm saying the bankers now aren't going to be buying
Oh.
anything.
I showed him that deal. He wouldn't even read it. he says, listen, I'm telling you the truth. Don't put your money in any bank because when the bus comes,
You're losing your ass.
everything under the country, including the country.
Yeah.
He says, you remember, you were always talking about 29. Then we had another one in 33. The worst one was in 1888. That was the year my dad homesteaded. Hey, we ate pig's feet and those goddamn porcupines. That's how bad it was. This is going to happen again.
But
It happened then too.
Yeah, I know.
I can remember poor dad. That was the birth season. Hell, he come in. This was at 12 o'clock noon, and it was in about it's either January or February. And he wore his hat, and he had the visor pulled down like this. And I didn't know what was going on. See, he had all the Spokane Eastern Bank was a building and loan. He owned a bunch of property up the Yak River in Troy and Libby, and he had all. He did business. He lost $33,000. So he was drinking a cup of coffee. He's handing. I said, "Hey, Dad, what's the matter?" Well, he wouldn't talk to me. We had the breakfast table was right in the living room, and he was crying in his coffee. And I told Stevie, I said, "Hey, I want to be around when it finally gets through your sick fucking skull. What's going to happen to you?" I says, "Then you won't be." And he said, "I'm already feeling like that." He said, "You want the truth? Money ain't worth anything." And I said, "Well, you won't tell me how much money you got in the bank." He says, "Nobody will tell you that because Americans, they lie about everything. You know that." My wife used to lie to me every day, but you know what? We had a working agreement. I says, "Listen, don't tell me lies because the next time I ask you the same question, you'll tell me something different, then I can figure out it's a lie." And that's everybody does that. Say, "Well, how much money do you make on it?" Average guy say, "Oh, 50,000." Or next time you ask him, you say 100. It's easy to. My sister, I know why I got that letter from and had it translated. She probably told him I was talking down there about what's going on with me. I know damn well she probably called him on the phone and told him the truth. I got to put up with bastards like that all my life. Just like that, I still think about that day. He got mad about me. The Great Northern Railroad. My dad was a fire warden. He knew more about railroading. He worked for the Great Northern, worked for the Milwaukee. He worked for the NP, and the best railroad in the country at the time was the Spokane International. He was a fire warden for them. And the railroads are more complicated than airplanes. Well, look at California. That guy, they banned those damn talking on phones.
Yeah. And they just had another accident. One hit a bus somewhere.
Yeah.
It was in the news. Ever heard
Jesus
of the radio?
Christ! Can you imagine? Killed 25 people. You know, I worked for actually 2 years and 8 months as a fireman, and the railroads. You know what's wrong with railroad? The engineer on a railroad train, he has the power of Jesus Christ. And when I went to work, my dad got me this job. It was strictly, he knew the foreman, his name was Olson. So I get home one day, I have to go to work on fire and engine. I didn't know anything about they burn coal. Because the Great Northern burned oil, and they took water on the fly. And the Great Northern, hey, one of the best railroads they know was the first railroad that was built by subsidized government, that in the Milwaukee. And it was. Then, of course, the two best railroads I figure are the Canadian Pacific and that other one that runs through Canada. That's the way my dad used to travel from Libby. It's only a half an hour drive up, and he'd get on it. He wouldn't travel on these American because I think the engineer was probably got the firemen down on the floor. But Dad was interested in the Great Northern because the Forest Service, being as land grant railroad, they shipped everything because they got a special rate. Everything's complicated.
Yeah. Tell me about the time when you were working in Helena and when got caught in the tunnel.
But hey, now hey, sitting here, you know, I used to think the white cars, a third of the cars, just start counting them. A third of the cars are white.
Yeah, I know.
And then what's the next number is trucks. Trucks, pickup trucks. Hey, they're half. In the white and station wagons is, I count them here every day. And they runs the third. But goddamn trucks outnumber white cars. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I
call these big trucks.
You got one?
No, I got a small one.
I don't.
We got
hey, how come you ain't driving your white car? Who the hell we with that?
Well, it's my wife's car now. It's my mom's car, but she gave it to.
Go.
She gave
I'll
it
tell
to
you
Martha.
what. I used to smack my wife across the mouth. I had a brand new Dodge, and she took it to work one day, and it come home with a big crease on the side.
Oh, jeez.
After I got through working her over, I never had that problem again. Hey, I might be pussy whipped, but I don't take that shit sitting down. But I can see, hey, I know you ain't gonna hit her because why? You hit a woman today, you end up for 8 months in jail.
Well, I just wouldn't want to hit her anyway.
See, last time I hit my wife, the truth of the matter was, she had a band and it was what the hell was that big the 15th of March? What's in it?
Ides of March. The Ides of March.
Yeah, 5th. You know, it was the day that they celebrate in Butte.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. So I had an 18-piece band, and that's the week I was home on leave. It was 1945, and they just opened a Florence Hotel. So I said, hey, fellas, put on your old clothes and don't shave. We're going to go down tonight, and we're going to go to the Yankee Doodle Dandy. So they all showed up, and we went up there, and we marched through the hotel. Well, when they came out the door on Front Street, there was about 18 cops. They threw our ass in jail and give us 3 months to think it over. So we quit doing that. That's what broke up our band because we was in jail and they wouldn't let us out. Because you know what they wanted? $350 for that mistake. Because it was at 2 o'clock in the morning we woke everybody up. But I had a beautiful band, and I thought a lot of people don't understand music just like football. I'm not sure after the day I understand football either. that goddamn quarterback, he made some bad mistakes there.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
He'd wait too long to throw a ball, to give him a half hour to figure out what the pay was.
Yep.
Because life is the same way.
Yep.
But, you know, hey, oh yeah, when I was living down there, see, I call it Snob Hill. Dwyer, I lived with Dwyer, and right, and back him was about 80,000 Japanese people. They were Japanese Americans. That they flew, most of them were up here in an internment camp during the war, which was a big. Now these are American citizens. Japanese people, I'm talking about women, are not killers. They're the most peace-loving. I have never figured out why in the hell we had to use a bomb to kill some. We had goddamn airplanes that could go through a town. Well, a P-38 could go through this town, and they had 18. They could have killed everybody in the town if they want to. They can still. We got atom bombs that could blow that Iraq and kill all those damn Muslims too. But why don't we use that now, huh? Answer that. Things are different now, because this Japanese girl, she and I used to go down. She liked beer, and that's when I had a brand new Dodge. It wasn't brand new because I wasn't making. I was an 85 model, but they quit making them then. But Japanese women and the Russian, now the Russian women are the same. They don't even think like I do, and they hate war. I bet.
Can you
the
blame
Russians,
them? Can you
they
blame
don't-
them for
they
hating
hate
war?
wars worse than Americans.
Well, can you blame them?
Yeah.
Look at all the wars they've been through.
But this goddamn mess we're in right now, oh, well, this is going to cost this country a lot. If Russia, for example, they got the bomb and everybody else has got it. If Russia gets mad at us over this deal
Well,
that's going on,
You know what I see.
yeah, a lot of people are going
But
to
you know-
die because they can deliver their bomb. They
Well,
got
do you
their
really-
bomb is one of those
You know what?
dirty bomb.
The Iranians, the Muslims.
Well, look what they did
Well, you
to
know-
that Georgia.
Yeah, well, let me explain to you what the deal is. The Muslims want a conflagration war. It's part of their prophecy that's going to create a universal caliphate where the whole earth is all ruled by Muslims. And it starts with the Holocaust of a nuclear war, like a world war. And so they're rapidly trying to build a nuclear capability. And as soon as they get it, first thing they're going to do is destroy Israel. They're going to wipe it off the face of the map. They've already made the threats.
There's another
And
thing.
and then the next thing you know, everybody else is going to be into it.
As long as hey, you ever read about what those Russians did to those goddamn Krauts when they come over there?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Russian winter. They killed every goddamn one of the son of a bitches.
Of course they did.
If it hadn't been for Russia today, we'd be shooting.
Yeah.
We'd be shooting down off Hitler.
Well, yeah, because Hitler was.
I've got 3
That's
books
right.
on that.
Oh, I know.
That goddamn Russians are a tough bunch
Well,
of
if it
bastards.
wasn't for the fact that Hitler was crazier than a
I
shithouse
still think
rat.
they're commies. I don't think they're
Oh, they haven't changed.
They don't.
No, they're still commies. You're right.
I don't think you can change a skunk's color either.
Putin was ahead of the KGB, and he's never changed his philosophy. He wants to put back the Soviet Union. He even said it was a sad thing that it dispersed, and he wants to put it all back together. That's why he's moving into Georgia, and then who knows where he wants to. He's going to probably be moving into
Well, hey, I'm glad you mentioned
any of the other states there.
The reason I mentioned the ferry command, which was run by Amelia Earhart, women did the United States ferried airplanes to Russia, and I think they ferried a few of them over to Germany before the war really got going. But
Well, before we were
anyway,
into the war, maybe.
the ferry command, and that was in L.A. That's when I was building P-38s, and the factory that I worked at was right like over there. In the ferry command was in Los Angeles. They were moving the runway from out there in Glendale, and so all the ferry command in Russia was running. Girls, the average age, you had to be 18, you had to be single, and so they used to eat in our mess hall. And them Russian girls, they don't even talk about sex. Because they don't only spoke one language. But I got acquainted with a lot of them, and we used to bring them over and throw parties in our mess hall, and Uncle Sam would pay for it. But the goddamn Russian women, absolutely, they got a brain. Well, anytime you live in a country like Russia, they treat the women over there worse than the Japs do, you know.
Oh yeah.
And so we got, she was a beautiful gal. That's the one, she was the one that took that P-38 off. I forgot to tell you then. There was a hedge at the end of the runway, and they got up, just as it got about 100 feet away, the motor went out because she didn't run it up and let it get hot.
Oh,
She
geez.
died. Hey, they took them 3 days to find what was left of the body because the plane exploded.
Oh, jeez.